And welcome back to another 720 Gaming Pros video. My name is Pope Master.
I'm Lee. Welcome to 720 Gaming Pros.
Yes. And we are here with a magic deck.
A red one.
Red?
A red deck.
Oh.
This is my personal commander deck. It is Goblins.
So, commanders. Is it like a 100 card deck or?
Yeah, it's a 100 card deck with one leader.
Okay.
And your leader has to be legendary. And you pay, he's always out on the board.
Okay.
And if you want to bring him into play, you pay his mana cost. He comes into play, you can use his abilities, or his abilities kick in. And if he leaves, you have the option to put him in the graveyard or put him back in the command zone. If you put him back in the command zone, his cost goes up by 2 every time he goes back to the command zone. So if you have a 2-drop, he's now a 4-drop. 6-drop, 7, so on and so forth. Or 8-drop, sorry. And so on and so forth.
How many points of life do you start with?
40.
40.
But if you take 20 commander points, so if a commander attacks and you deal 20, game over.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you just have to get him down to 20?
Mm-hmm.
With your commander?
With your commander.
That
happens not very often, but commander is about fun. Commander is about getting your friends together and see who can piss each other off the most.
I'm guessing it's because all the cards in there is basically one card at a time. Only one of each card.
One thing about commander is you can only have one copy of any type of card, except 2. And that's another deck.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you know which one. Squeak, squeak. There's a hint for you all. And I still got to add those cards I made to it, too. But, all right, let's get to it. This is my commander deck.
Yes.
Red. And I even got... Apparently they're that... What's that, where the dwarf like screws the chick and kills the dragons and shit? What's that called?
Huh?
What's that show called where there's like a dwarf and this girl's like controlling dragons and she's like inbred?
Is it Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, yeah, there we go, yeah. I think this is like one of those Game of Thrones houses. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I couldn't get into it. Y'all enjoy it, you know, it's not my thing.
The Game of Thrones, I know everybody talks highly of it, but I thought it was cringe-worthy. We'll watch some of the first 3 episodes.
I couldn't really even get into the book. And I had a hard time getting through the first book of the Jihad series, Dune. Yeah. All right, we're going to start this deck off. We have 3 legendaries. Kiki Jiki, Mirror Breaker, Krenko Mob Boss, Grenzo, Havoc, Riser. You can use either one of these as a leader. It does not matter. Kiki Jiki's good because it makes copies of non-legendaries, so you can start pumping out more goblins. They have haste. They come out attacking right off the bat. Bam, bam, bam. Haste is good. And he is a 2, 3, 4, 5. He is a 5-drop. He is a little expensive, but you can get him out. Kiki Jiki is a good card to have. Next card is Krenko Mob Boss. Love this guy. I remember my first time playing Magic again after being out of it and stuff like that and playing again. I got this one at Packard's back when it was open on State Street. And this is what I opened, and this helped me get 2nd place.
Packard's?
Packard's. It's down where the Cricket store is, man.
Oh.
Where AT&T used to be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where Wes used to work there. Yeah, that's how I know Wes from Packard's. I used to come in and talk to him and play games with him. Yeah. They actually had a Super Famicom come through there.
Oh, so it's like pop culture, but
more
better.
Yeah, they took VHSs.
Huh?
Yeah, they took VHSs. You didn't get anything for them. They barely sold them for $1. But they took them.
Huh.
Yeah.
So what happened to that place?
something with financials on the CEO or something like that. Apparently, he wasn't paying some sort of tax,
Then they shut him
and
down.
he pretty much disappeared. So they just liquidated everything. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but who knows?
Well, that makes sense because there was a place in Aberdeen called Replay Games.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the shopping center where Kmart used to be. Yeah, that went out of business. And I don't know if somebody stole from there, as long as an employee stole from there or not. But the store ended up shutting down. There might be a location in Lebanon, but I don't know if all the locations shut down completely or not. The reason I say that is because on my birthday, on my 20th birthday, I found Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc for $2, not 80, for $2, and I was happy because I was looking for that for a while. And basically, what it allows you to do, trade over a Jirachi if you completed. I think you got to complete the entire Coliseum storyline. Unfortunately, because of the way Pokemon decided to set up their trading later, you couldn't trade it further than the 4th generation because it thinks that it's hacked or something like that.
Oh, really? That's neat.
Yeah, like I can trade one I get from the event, from like the GameStop events, but I can't trade the one that I actually get from the GameCube.
Oh,
which is weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
And
I should write to Nintendo and see if they'll fix that.
They probably won't fix it. It's been too long, but
they'll probably be like, "Yeah, screw this kid."
But anyway, back to Magic.
Crinkle Mob Boss. It's a 4-dropper, and it has a lovely ability. I call this the Welfare Goblin. So one thing you should know is when you put this into play and he's ready to go, tap, put X 1/1 Goblin token on the battlefield.
Okay.
Krinko counts itself. So you'll get one more. Untap. Guess what? You tap Krinko again. This time you get 2. Tap again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you get 4 Goblin tokens.
Why?
So on and so on and so forth. We played this one day, and James literally put out 1,000,000 goblins. Infinite loops are in this deck. Some of you are going to catch them real quick. Some of them are going to be like, well, I don't really see it. But they're there. If this is your leader, if Krinko is going to be your leader, I'm telling y'all right now, you're a target. Because people are going to swarm you. People will gang up on you. And that's kind of the reason why I took Krinko away from his leader position and gave it to somebody else. But yeah, Krinko's awesome. I love that card. And our leader for this deck that I'm using is Grinzor Havoc Riser. Sorry. He's a 2-drop. So he's cheap to put in and out of the command zone. Either way, he's cheap. Whenever a creature you can control deals damage, target player chooses 1. Goad target creature that player controls, or you can exile the top card of that player's library until end of turn. You may cast that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast. More than likely, you're going to play the second one, and when they flip that card, and it's something you know you can use against them or somebody else, pay the cost, use their own deck against them. Yeah. By the way, this deck is not cheap. Some of these cards are not legal in tournament play. But like I said, this is my personal deck. I really worked hard on this. I did a lot of studying. I didn't just net deck. I saw things that I liked from decks and took notes and studied card combinations and things like that to make this better. I found the loops through internet research. There's nothing wrong with doing the research and finding and adding it to something, or findings be like, oh hey, this card does that, but I can't afford that card, but I got this card that does pretty much the same thing but for 1 mana more, you know? Nothing wrong with that. Try and be original. That's what I tried to do. Now we're going to get to the creatures. Mostly goblins, but 2. And our first one is Chandra's Phoenix. It's a flying with haste. It's a 3-drop. It's cheap, and that's one thing that I really tried to focus on, was keeping my mana cost very low on certain things. I kind of failed miserably at one point. Whenever an opponent is dealt damage by a red instant or sorcery spell you control, or by a red planeswalker. I used to have a planeswalker in this deck too. Return Chandra's Phoenix from your graveyard to your hand. She comes back. That's why she's in there. She comes back every time. And that's why I keep her in there. And she's flying. And hard to block sometimes. Some people never see her coming. Believe it or not. Some people do not see the girl coming. And we use 1 Legion Loyalist as haste. 1-drop haste, that means he's attacking right out of the gate. Can't beat that. He has a battalion. Whenever Legion Loyalist and at least 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control gain first strike and trample until end of turn, and can't be blocked by creature tokens this turn. First strike, deal. That's probably nasty coffee.
That's a little hot.
Yeah. First strike, that means they deal damage first. So that means they'll kill your 1/1 before you kill any of my 1/1s. You won't even get to. Your first strike means your 1/1's dead, and mine still goes. Legion Loyalist. And you don't have to use his band ability. Another Goblin. It's a 1-drop. Raging Goblin. Haste. It's a 1/1. Putting this guy out, no big deal. Turn 1 drop. And this is about getting Krenko out at this point. You get a couple Goblins out, get a couple spells to help you play more Goblins, then you start reproducing. Then you untap them.
So my question is this: if you start playing the commander match,
Yeah.
do you just choose a leader before you even start it?
Some people do. Most people only generally have 1 leader. But you can have multiple legendaries in your deck that can work. As long as, when you're building a deck in Commander, you have to stay within the color scheme. So red, mostly all red. You can still have artifacts because they don't technically have a color. Like if you build a red, blue, green, you have to stay within that color scheme. Red, blue, green. You can't go out of it. Even if you have something that adds red mana, you can't have it because of your commander. Your commander decides what colors you play and can ultimately decide what cards you have and can't have.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
if you got a red-green card that's really great, but there's no red in your commander, you're like, well, shit.
Oh, there's no green?
Yeah.
So dual commander decks are a lot harder.
Not really.
I mean,
It gives you
dual
options.
but dual color decks are a lot harder.
It depends on how experienced you are in deck building. If I found multicolored decks to be a little too complicated for me at times. I mean, if you're just starting out, stick with 1 color. And then occasionally start to ease in a splash here or there of color to your deck. That's about the best advice I can give.
Okay.
And if, red deck wins, man. Come on. Goblin War Chief. Goblin spells cost 1 less to play. Every goblin I control has haste. Get them cheaper. So, if you want to play, let's say, Goblin King, well, he costs 1 less to play now. 2 red mana is on the board. Can't beat that. And he gives all your goblins haste. So, any goblin that comes into play after this card has haste. Means they're attacking right out of the gate. Next card is Goblin Ringleader. Has haste. It's
So does this mean that you set this up before you set up all those tokens?
You can. You can.
Get them all haste.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
When Goblin Ringleader comes into play, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all Goblin cards revealed that way into your hand and the rest at the bottom of your library. This helps you find goblins, like Goblin Ringleader, or Lackey, or Wizard, Chieftain, Fire. It helps you find any goblin so that you can put goblins out cheaper, faster, cheaper, and or faster. It's all about getting these goblins out quick.
Because this is a 100 card deck. The more cards you get out faster than your opponents, the better off you are.
Remember, too, you only have one.
So,
And this is the Goblin Lackey. He's a 1-drop again, keeping it somewhat cheap and mana costs. When he successfully deals damage to a player, you choose a Goblin card in your hand and put that Goblin into play. He deals damage. Oh, I'll just, let's see. Oh, yeah, I'll bring Krinko Blood Boss out now for free.
and what can you
For
do?
free. And then since we got Krinko, Lackey, let's say we got the one with haste, and we got Kiki Jiki, you know what? We'll just make one. We'll just make one of each of those now.
With haste.
With haste. And, they got a Phoenix they could ride into battle. Got a Bob Ross moment. Goblin Wizard. Can you tell this is a proxy? Could you tell the last one was a proxy? Let me know if you can. Take a goblin from your hand, put it directly into play. Treat that goblin as if it were just summoned. Tap 1 red mana. Target goblin gains protection from white until end of turn. It's a 4-drop. Guess what? Play a goblin for free. The Goblin Chieftain. Haste, right off the bat. Other goblins you control get +1/+1 and have haste. So if you have 101 goblins out, guess what? They're now 2/2s and they have haste. Bulking them up now. Getting them out, bulking them up. Goblin Fire Slinger. Just good for dealing damage. Nothing special. Tap him. He deals 1 damage to target player. He's pretty much a throwaway if you need to throw away a goblin to get something started, like an infinite mana loop or an infinite goblin loop. And, it's just like, if you got nothing going on, like 1 damage. He's really nothing special. Gutter Snipe. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Gutter Snipe deals 2 damage to each opponent. Get him on the board, cast your sorceries, bam, deal more damage. Unless they prevent him, then you suck.
Yeah.
Gutter Snipe, good card. Another Sacrificer, Mob Fanatic. Sacrifice Mob Fanatic. Mob Fanatic deals 1 damage to creature or player. This is a good one because you sacrifice them. So you got a card and you got a certain combination out. You got to sacrifice a goblin to get untap this mana and do this, and then you put more mana out, then you get more goblins out. This guy's another throwaway that you can just get the ball rolling with, and he's a relatively cheap card. Mob Raider. Sacrifice a goblin. Target creature gets +1 until end of turn.
So basically, you sub your gazillion tokens just to sacrifice them.
Well, sometimes you can sacrifice a token to get. You sacrifice 1 to get 2. That happens a lot. Goblin Turingon. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Sacrifice a goblin to regenerate a target creature. Again, helping you get more infinite goblins.
Sacrifice a goblin to get like 2?
Pretty much. Goblin Matron. When Goblin Matron comes into play, you may search your library for a goblin card. If you do, reveal that card, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library afterwards. Get this one out. Let's say you want to get that one out to play your Krinko, start reproducing. Just the way, just thinking about it. In Commanders, a lot of times, it's about combos. That's the Goblin Matron.
Okay.
Shirt Prospector. Sacrifice a goblin, add red mana to your mana pool. This starts off infinite mana, which also goes into infinite damage. It can go into infinite damage, infinite everything. Sticking with the goblins. Goblin Pile Driver, protection from blue. Whenever Goblin Pile Driver attacks, it gets +2 until end of turn for each other attacking goblin. So you attack with this one and 100 tokens. There's some damage coming, boy.
Yeah.
Yep, but that's the Goblin Pile Driver. That sounds like a sex position.
Yes, it does.
Man.
Well,
I gave her the Goblin Pile Driver. There's probably an Urban Dictionary for that one.
there's probably how all the infinite goblins are made.
Yeah.
Right in front of the opponent.
All goblins get +1/+1 and gain Mountain Walk. Goblin King.
Mountain walk. What is that?
Mountain Walk is a great ability where if your opponent has to have red mana, if they have red mana, they're unblockable.
Even if they're flying?
Yeah, pretty much. It's unblockable. I had to think about that one, but I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, let me know.
So pretty much that breaks the game.
Yeah. And there's a way that you can make sure at least every opponent you play, no matter what color, has a red mana.
You have something that turns it into red mana?
Yes, we do. And it's an enchantment, and I think you all already know what it is.
Oh, God.
But here's the deal. Can you tell if mine is real or proxy? When I show it. Goblin Recruiter. When Goblin Recruiter comes into play, search your library for any number of Goblin cards. Reveal those cards to all players, shuffle your library, then put the cards on top of your library in any order. Stack in the deck. Nothing major.
Yes, sometimes you just gotta stack the odds in your favor.
Yes. And you're all probably looking at this one thinking, well, wait, that's not a goblin. Well, neither was Chandra. Zealous Conscripts is a very lovely card. Why? It has haste, so those abilities are already coming out. But it does something really neat when you put this card with it. Kinky Jinky. Did I say kinky?
Yes.
Kinky Jinky now. Fuck it, it's done. I'm saying it, we're all thinking it now.
Wow.
So you're probably wondering, what happens with these two? You break the game, you win. This is a 2-card win.
Let me go find some duct tape.
I'm going to try to save this game.
There's no saving it.
Okay.
Haste. When Zealous enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent until end of turn. Untap that permanent. It gains haste until end of turn. So, what do? We tap Kiki Jiki. We put a token copy of this right beside it. So here's the token copy. Guess what? The ability kicks in. Untap. Tap again. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Yes. We were playing one day, and this video is going to be long, by the way. James, Rex, and Johnson were all at the table, and we're playing. And they're all kind of chit-chatting. I got Kiki Jiki out on the board. And I start tapping mana. And they're like, what's he doing? And I go, I win. And they're all like, what? Whatever. Lee, come on. And I'm like, no, I win. I say, infinite goblins, damage to all. And they're just like, what? No. And Johnson picks up the cards and looks at them for a while. And he starts going, oh, no. And he looks up at our friend James. And he's a level 2 Magic the Gathering judge. And he goes, Johnson, what's going on? He's like, he wins. And, the level 2 judge attitude kicked in. He's like, let me see that. He goes, huh. He broke the game. Yeah, he wins. That's why that little bird is in there. One of many. One of many. That's our creatures. Now we're going to go to the instants. These can be played at any time. Your turn or your opponent's.
Because they're instant.
Because they are instant. Some of these are nothing special. We got the classic lightning bolt. Shock, burn spells is what they are. These are just burn spells. They're cheap. If my friend over here gets a card out that is might give me some trouble, but it's like a 1/2, I'll just okay, he's dead. That's how this works. Shock and lightning bolt. We all know what they are. Enjoy. Searing spear the same way.
What was that one?
That's a shock and the other one. But yeah, that's just.
Oh, 2 damage to player. Gotcha. Or a creature. So 2 and 3.
Yeah.
3, 5 damage to the player's points, right?
Mm-hmm.
You really need to.
I think there's a volcanic. Yeah, there is a volcanic hammer in here.
Yeah.
But it's a sorcery. Those are kind of different because they can only be played during your turn. Burn spells, nothing special. Alright. Brimstone volley. It's an instant, and it's a lovely instant. Deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Then you can do the morbid. Brimstone volley deals 5 damage to creature or player if a creature died this turn. One of our goblins sacrifices itself. Play this. They can take up to 6 damage. I pulled this off. People get surprised when this one pops. When this goes off, bam. People are shocked. I've gotten some, couple hardcore Magic guys when I played that were just like, oh man, that was a good move. That was a really good move. I didn't see that coming. Let's say they got an artifact on the board. We just want to get rid of it. Smelt. Destroy target artifact. Nothing special. It's destruction of an artifact. Let's say they got Icy Manipulator out there and they're just giving you trouble. That'll take care of Icy Manipulator. That'll take care of it real quick. Alright. Collateral damage. Burn spell again. Sacrifice a creature. Collateral damage deals 3 damage to target creature or player.
Just because you can't have an arson spell. But yeah, don't go out in real life and burn stuff to the ground, kids. It's a bad idea. Bad idea.
Yeah. Brightstone Ritual. Add red mana to your pool for each goblin in play.
Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
So you do the infinite goblins and you go, alright, I got infinite mana.
Yep. That's one way of doing that.
That's
And our last instance is Increasing Vengeance. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. If Increasing Vengeance was cast from a graveyard, copy that spell twice. Instead, you may choose new targets for the copies. Flashback of 5. So you cast Brimstone Volley. Then you Increasing Vengeance on it. Cast it, deals its damage. Then it comes back, deals more damage plus 2. Good little combo. Increasing Vengeance. Now we're at the sorceries. And I think I have a pretty good many. Sorry about that.
copied.
Yeah. Our first sorcery is Tectonic Break. Each player sacrifices X lands. So if you got somebody playing some blue, you don't like how much blue energy they have because sometimes they ramp it up. That takes care of it, but it also takes care of yours too. Lava Axe, 5 damage.
Oh, so if you sacrifice a bunch of.
So basically, what you do is you set up for infinite mana, and you sacrifice how much you need. You were theirs, but you still have infinite mana.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're not losing anything,
Pretty much.
and they're losing everything.
Yeah. And another vicious loop. Lava Axe, nothing special. We all know what it is. 5 damage. No big deal. Krenko's command. Put 2 goblins out on the field. Get a couple more goblins out on the field, start multiplying.
No.
You get 2 for 2. I mean, that's not too bad.
The way you said that, put 2 goblins on field, start multiplying.
Yeah. Multiply and be fruitful, fuckers. Goblin War Strike. Goblin War Strike deals to your opponent.
I mean, sometimes you gotta. Never mind. So, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Continue.
Oh, you're gonna love this one.
All right.
Goblin War Strike deals to your opponent damage equal to the number of goblin cards you have in play. This includes both tapped and untapped.
Tokens and all.
Tokens and all.
So this means if you have infinite amount of goblins via token, you have infinite amount of mana, and now you have infinite amount of damage,
Yeah.
which means you always win.
Mm-hmm. You can get it out.
All right. Move on to the next card.
Yeah. Goblin Offensive. Put X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. Got infinite mana. You got infinite goblins. Dragon Fodder. Same thing as Krenko's command. Exact same thing. Again, nothing too special about that one. It's not even worth showing. Pillar of Fire. Burn spell. If a creature dealt damage would die this way, it exiles it instead of going to the graveyard. Yeah. That's if they got something like you immediately want it gone. You have to get it gone. This will do it. And it'll make sure it doesn't come back either. Chain Lightning. And deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Then player or that creature's controller may pay 2. If the player does, he or she may copy the spell and may choose a new target for that copy. So you can deal 3 damage to multiple creatures, as long as you can keep casting it. Devil's Play. Deal X damage to target creature or player. You can cast it for the flashback cost, because you can cash it or pay it from the graveyard and play it again. 2 for 1. 2 for 1. No, 2 for 2, sorry. Goblin Grenade. Sacrifice a goblin. Goblin, you take 5 damage. Oh, I think we're good.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the other mics could pick it up. Go ahead and play it and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. But this, dealing damage, sacrifice a goblin, deal damage.
Right.
Wheel of Fate. Yeah. Each player discards his or her hand, then draws 7 cards.
Well,
That's like, my man just got something good. You can tell by the look on his face. You can see that little gleam in his eye. You can just tell he's itching to play this.
so you just take it away.
Just take it away. Take it away. Defense.
And you want that infinite mana pool because you have to take 4 and suspend it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Relentless Assault. Untap all creatures that attack this turn. You get another combat phase followed by another main phase.
Oh my god! That's busted.
Take another turn. Attack again.
Just go ahead, fry your opponent.
Yeah. Deal 200 damage. Fireball. We all know what it does. You can deal 5 damage and then pay an additional to cast on another. So if you got 5 damage, pay another 1 that deals 5 to that person, that one, and so on and so forth. Nothing special about Fireball. We all know what it does. I'm going to show this a cheap card. Oh yeah. Fidelia Blast. Destroy target artifact you don't control. Overload for 5. You may cast this spell for its overload cost. If you do, change its text by replacing all instances of target with each. That means if there's between 4 people, 20 artifacts, including yours, they're all gone. Board wipe the artifacts. Even yours. So play it wisely.
Board white.
It is a potential.
Oh, it says destroys target artifacts you don't control. Well, I mean, it says destroy target artifacts, right?
Yeah.
So we have to.
Instead of being the target, it changes to each artifact.
Oh,
Target means you're choosing a specific one. With each, it's pretty much all.
I look at it again.
Yeah, go ahead. Mesium Mortars. Deals 4 damage to target creature you don't control.
Yeah, you got overload.
Yeah, you gotta pay the overload to do that. Same with this one, you gotta pay the overload for this one, and it goes from just 1 to each. So this will deal 4 damage to everybody's creatures if you cast for overload. Potentially board wipe. And our final one, Twin Flame. Twin Flame costs 3 more to cast for each target beyond its first. Choose any number of target creatures you control. For each of them, put a token that's a copy of that creature onto the battlefield. That token has haste, exile, then at the beginning of the next end step. Replicate. Legend roll applies. So that's an optional roll you can play with. If you want to have more than one legend.
Just freaking busted.
Yep.
So you can clone these two.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you clone goblins and that thing, and then you just run around.
Yeah, just overrun them. To the enchantments. A goblin, Borget Shenanigans. Whenever a goblin you control is put in the graveyard from play, you may have Shenanigans deal 1 damage to target player.
This is like link everything.
Yeah, there you go. That's Commander. Link it all together. Impact Tremors. It's an enchantment, always on the board. It's a 2-drop, cheap. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, Impact Tremors deals 1 damage to each opponent. So every creature you bring in under your control,
So same number of damage.
same number of damage.
So you could still
20 goblins, 20 damage.
So you could play with the token of it.
Mm-hmm. 5 Alone Fire. Whenever a creature you control deals damage, you put tokens on this. Well, not tokens, but counters. So if you attack with 100 goblins, there's now 100 markers on this. but that's still combat damage. And when you remove 5 of those counters, you're going to deal 5 damage to your opponent or creature. Dealing damage. Goblin Bombardment. Sacrifice a creature. Goblin Bombardment deals 1 damage to target player or creature. Infinite loop this bitch. Goblin Slide. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1. If you do, put a 1/1 red goblin creature token with haste onto the battlefield. Putting them out there. Bulking them up. Putting them out. Fevor, or Fever, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. All creatures you control are unaffected by summoning sickness. Okay, we all know what summoning sickness means. If you don't, look it up.
It means that
They can't attack or activate abilities yet.
because
This gives them all haste.
this breaks your sickness. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why are we talking about summoning sickness? No.
What is this thing you speak of? A mana burn.
If it's not a mana, what do you mean mana burn?
Yeah, really. And the last card, to give everybody Mountain Walk. Bad mood. Great card. All non-basic lands are now basic mountains.
So that means that the player might not even be able to attack.
Player won't be able to block because now my guys have Mountain Walk because of the 1 goblin that came into play.
And then the others won't be able to attack because it's not their color.
Pretty much. Okay. Is this real? Or is this a proxy? Hold it up there. Let's see. Can you tell it's a proxy or real? Comment. The answer will surprise you. Now we're going to the artifacts. And these all work together. Lightning Greaves.
Lightning grease?
Lightning Greaves. Whenever you get the Crinkle out, he needs protection. That's why with an equipped 0, he now has Shroud, which means he can't be the target of spells or abilities.
Well,
Or even KPG, you can cast it on anybody. You can actually just move him around. The Dark Steel Ingot. Indestructible. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. You know, we're not doing too well on mana, but we are now. Dark Steel Ingot, yeah, it gives you that mana.
Want me to go grab a fan and bring it over here?
Get hot.
Yeah, a little bit. A little warm. Give me a second. Sorry.
Skull Clamp. Equipped creature gets +1, -1. Whenever a equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards, equip 1. Draw power. Straight up draw power. And you can afford to lose a goblin, or 2, or 3. Doesn't matter. Draw cards. Soul Ring, Commander staple. Almost every deck runs a Soul Ring. Believe it or not, this looks like a alpha. This is fake. But it's a very, very good fake. Soul Ring. Surveyor's Scope. Search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of players who control at least 2 more lands than you do. Put those cards onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. Mana acceleration.
Because infinite mana is not enough.
Well, that's to get it going and get, the mana. In case you're not doing too well, you're getting kind of like land sacked, or something's going on, you're just not having a good time. Hammer of, I don't know. Anyway, it's a legendary artifact. And this just gives creature haste. That's all it does. Sacrifice land, you get a 3/3 colorless golem enchantment artifact. creature token on the battlefield. I mean, I guess you could do that. Okay. But it's for the haste. All for the haste. Pope will be right back. 1,000-year elixir. You may activate abilities of creatures you control as though those creatures had haste. 1. Tap this artifact to untap target creature. Untap your Krenko. Pay 1 again. Tap your Krenko. Untap your Krenko. And it just keeps going. Tap, tap, keeps playing. Keeps them out. Keeps them multiplying. Ashnod's Art of Altar. Sacrifice target creature to add 2 colors mana to your mana pool. Play this ability as an interrupt. Instant. And it's real. This also is part of Infinite Mana and also Infinite Goblins. Rings of Breathheart. Whenever you play an activated ability, if it isn't a mana ability, you may pay 2. If you do copy that ability, you may choose new targets for the copy. Krenko multiple times. That's going to happen. You're just going to make more and more goblins or deal more and more damage. Again, this is another fake card. And a really good one. Scroll rack. Stacking the deck, searching your library. That's all it does. Thornbite Staff. This one's just for untapping creatures. You equip 4, you put it on either your Krenko or your Kiki Jiki, and you can start to untap really quick. Thornbite Staff. Sword of the Panarans. Untap ability. Again, this is just for the untap ability. Equip it real fast. Tap, untap, tap, untap. Keep making goblins, keep producing damage. Coat of Arms. Bulk them up. Get those on the field, pick goblins. They go from 1/1s to 5/5s. You know how it goes. Coat of Arms. This is banned in some competitions and stuff like that. This is, I can't really see it. Oh, Gauntlet of Might. It's a 4-drop. All red creatures gain +1/+1 in all mountains. Provide an extra red mana when tapped, so for every 1 mana you have 2. This is fake. As well, this is a fake card. Welcome back. But this doubles your land and bulks everybody up. Gauntlet of Might. It's like a $500-600 card, but mine is fake. And this is just a show off. This is a real alpha. This is a real alpha. Iron Star. Pay 1. Any red spell cast by any player gives you 1 life, and it's a 1-drop. This is real. And you can tell by the edges. You can tell by the back. But look at those edges. See how round that is? That means it's an alpha. Betas were a little... With the betas, the ink was a lot darker, and you could see like the Iron Star and stuff like that a little faster. But that's a real alpha. I know it's kind of like a waste to put it in there, but it's game life. I mean, plus I want to show off that I have an alpha. I mean, not too many people can say, "Hey, I got an alpha card in my deck." I bought it cheap. It's in good shape. Special lands. First one. Reliquary Tower. You have no maximum hand size. Drawing cards, playing cards. Infinite. No hand limit. No discards. No nothing.
So what's the actual hand limit in Magic?
7.
You have to discard if you have more than 7.
If you have more than 7, it's either at the end of your turn or the beginning of your turn, you have to discard a card.
Also, you play like land? You play in the land area? That one?
Yeah, this is a land card.
And then you just like go, 8, 9, 10,
Yep.
50.
Well, it doesn't multiply. It just means you can.
You can have that many
Yeah,
cards.
you can have 50 cards in your hand. It's great. This is Volcat, the Molten Pinnacle. When it enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever a mountain enters the battlefield under your control, if you control at least 5 other mountains, you can have this mountain deal 3 damage to target creature or player. Dealing damage from the man's section.
Give me your mana bites.
Turn 5 drop. If you can get it in turn 5. That card can make a mess. Vivid Craig. It has 2 charge counters on it when it comes into play. Remove a counter. Add 1 mana and then color 2 mana pool. Any color. Nothing special with that one. Buried Ruin. You sacrifice this to return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Let's say you gotta blow up everybody's artifacts because they're giving you too much trouble, including your own, even though yours aren't giving you trouble. This will get 1 of your artifacts back. This will get 1 or 2, well, it'll get all of them back if you have mana. But this will get them out of the graveyard. And we have a Tectonic Edge. Sacrifice this, destroy target non-basic land, and activate this ability only if an opponent controls 4 or more lands. So if they got a land like my one volcano molten pinnacle, they could destroy it with this, and or they could destroy my reliquary tapper, and then I got to discard a lot of cards. But this is a good one to have on hand. Cavern of Souls. Choose a creature type. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana type. Spend it this way only to cast a creature spell or chosen type. That spell can be countered. So if you're casting strictly a Goblin spell, they can't counter it now. But it has to be used to cast a Goblin. Last card. Library of Alexandria. This card is banned. Tap, add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, or draw a card from your library. You may use the card drawing ability only if you have exactly 7 cards in your hand.
Oh. So, because your hand size is supposed to be 7, as long as you don't have to, even if you have to draw, you always...
It'll help you draw a card player that way each turn. You're technically drawing 2 cards with that one. Okay. Sorry about that. That's our special ones, our non-basics. And then we run 1, 25 basic lands. Mine are custom.
See. But it's basically the same.
Yeah, they're all the same. A little unification there. You can go ahead and show it. Like I said, one of these days we're going to do a proxy video for you all. Because like I said, there's cards in here that are fakes that I didn't make. Excuse me, but there are cards that I made in this that people had trouble telling. Some could tell right away, others couldn't, depending on the card, the ink, and things like that. Making proxies, especially with Magic, is not hard. You can do it in Photoshop. I do it again. But like I said, we're going to do a video on that, and that's going to be one. But this is my Goblin deck. This is kind of like my baby a little bit. I like this deck. You're a target. You are a target, no matter what. When you're doing commander with a group of people and they see you whip out a goblin, you're a target.
It just goes.
Yeah. Comment if you knew that, if anybody knows that blood moon is fake or real. Comment. I want to see what you all say. Or just tell us you don't care. I don't care. But, yeah, I like this deck. Any improvements or, any constructive criticism is fine. Wait up. Tournament-wise, you have fun. Depending on how you play it, you could win. But tournament level, I mean, this isn't built to win. This is built to have fun.
As the command format.
Yeah, it's about fun. I mean, it was invented by people trying to pass the time. And they were drinking beer, they were snowed in. That's what happens. You gotta have fun with something. And it's all about breaking the game too. Just like finding these infinite loops and these ways of doing things. That's why I like Commander. And I really wish more places played Commander. I mean, I used to play Magic a lot. But with the way they're going now, I just don't really want anything to do with it anymore. Politics has gotten into it. And
other things have gotten became part of the norm that would not see the light of day in other places.
Yeah. But this is the Goblin deck. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you want a full deck list, send us a message, man, and we'll get a hold of you. We'll send you an email, and I'll write it all out for you. And, if you just, even if you want to say, hey, you can improve it this way, you can improve it that way, I'll try it. I'm open to new ideas. Yeah. But that's my baby deck. I'm Lee with 720 Gaming Bros, and this is
I'm Postmaster.
Fall Asleep.
Half Sleep.
Yeah, you look so cute.
Coffee doesn't apparently affect me after a while.
Yeah. It used to do that to me too, bud. But like, subscribe, share, do whatever.
Yes, and we'll be back with more Magic decks.
Yeah.
Are we going to review another Commander deck, or are we going to review more of a
Standard fun play.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be standard legal, but it's my white table flipper.
Table flipper deck.
Yeah, it's an extreme control deck. It's really fun for you to play, but it's not fun for the other guy to play. I've called it my white power deck. And he knows why I call it my white power deck. And he agrees.
It's disgusting.
It is. Yes, it is.
That's being nice.
Be mean to it, please.
Somebody have done something bad, something wrong to, I guess, this gentleman when he was younger, because he comes up with his deck and it's so torturous when I'm reading. I'm like, what? This does what? It's crazy. It is very crazy.
Yeah. But, there's a story behind this deck.
Jesus, cat!
Yeah.
Here.
Just drop them. They'll be alright. They land on their feet. These buttered up toast. Come on.
Or not. Just
here. I'm gonna get you wet, man. Sorry.
Wow, you knocked off a fly when you did that too. You like killed him.
There's a story with the deck too. Somebody thought they were getting a big dick, and they're got circumcised hard. But I'm Lee with 720 Gaming Pros.
Postmaster with 720 Gaming Pros.
And we'll see you next time.
Yes.